Run. There we go. We are live. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Morgan Talks Comics. This week we are looking at Dwellings, which is, I'll probably say this quite a lot, but this is very much one of my favourite comics ever, partly because of the way it's put together and the packaging. We'll discuss that as we go along. But it's by the great Canadian cartoonist Jay Stevens. These were crowdfunded and published in 2020. I think they went on for about 2 years because there's 6 of these all together. They're individual stories, but they kind of link together because it's set in the same town.
Mm-hmm.
But as is obvious from the cover, there's a very much a early 60s animation and comic aesthetic, which is Jay's sort of default style.
Are you going to introduce me?
Sorry, alongside me today, as on previous issues, is Eliza Mariah Chamberlain.
Thank you. Hello.
Sorry, I was rude for getting my introductions then.
Yes,
I got a bit carried away there. So before we dive in, Jay is a Canadian cartoonist. He's had some of his work turned into animated cartoons in America. He's worked quite a lot in animation and on licensed characters. I'll talk a little bit more about that later on because there's some more developments with what he's doing next. As I say, so Dwellings was crowdfunded by Black Eye Books, and the getting the whole comic is a real treat because there's lots of extras with it, which we will go through as we correct.
It's scruffy around here, isn't
Well, see, it's made to look like it's old. It's made to look like it's an old comic.
Mm-hmm.
As we dive into it, you'll see. So if you remember, when we started our episodes, we were looking at comics from the 80s, which were printed, and I'll turn over here, printed on newsprint paper. Now, modern comics are generally on much better, on sort of higher quality paper, a different kind of paper. But Jay really wants to keep the aesthetic of it being an old comic, so it's actually on more like newsprint paper, even though it would be better quality than the stuff from the 80s. But it's so all the colours and everything pick up that feel of it being an older comic.
Yeah, I don't find that appealing. That's the very thing. I looked at that and I thought, they've made that look really dreary. And that's...
See, I love it because he's worked in that older style. As I say, Jay's is quite a big influence on my storytelling and my art style.
But you don't publish things on paper like that.
No,
you publish it on good paper.
I generally print on a different stock, which has got a different finish to it and is a bit different quality. Yeah.
Yeah, I prefer yours.
Thank you. Anyway, so this is the first issue of Dwellings, and it's sort of it's a scene setter. Whilst the artwork might look very cute and sort of kiddie, yeah, it's got a very dark tone to it. Dwellings is a horror comic. Now I know because I'm a big fan of Jay and how he works. I've seen behind the scenes he shared a lot of information about how he actually drew these, and these pages were drawn at about twice the actual size you see here printed, and he draws half and half. So he draw.
Yeah, I've seen you do that too.
Yeah.
To reduce the size of something.
Yeah,
you get all the detail in it.
Exactly. So even though Jay draws in a very simple style, it's drawing it effectively twice the size that you see here gives you more scope to put more detail into it and to keep the lines really nice. If the lines are like beautifully even and everything, I think he draws with brush and ink.
Is that still called drawing and not painting?
No, it's definitely drawing. Some people choose to ink with pen. Some people choose to do brush. Some people actually do a mixture of both, especially like for heavy blacks, like here on the crows. That would be paint done with a brush as opposed to a pen because it gives you better coverage.
Well, I'm keen to see next page. Really.
Okay, so we'll flick over. And you can see here how it's broken into two lots of 8s. So this allows Jay to draw it at twice the size and give the characters space to move and to fit the dialogue in.
All I see is just logically set out.
Yeah, and it's I mean, and again, this is something that I've picked up on. I tend to draw in a much clearer page layout now. This is something that I really like about the way Jay actually does his storytelling. It's a very clear step by step sort of process.
This one goes over the side,
Yeah.
but it doesn't interfere with anything else. It's still perfectly clear.
Yeah,
that
absolutely.
That's all part of
when
that.
the sound effects are allowed to break out of the panel slightly, but you can see that we can see that all of the bubbles actually fit inside the panel, so that the dialogue doesn't come out. It's just effects that come out.
Oh, you know what I've noticed again?
Oh, Elijah Moray has noticed capital letters.
Yep, uppercase used all the time. Not so good for poor readers. I bang on about that.
One of these days, the comic industry might listen and actually change.
Yes, it should do to get more readers, obviously.
Yeah. Seeing there's nice little touches here, like the actual colours are slightly out of register. You can see here on the edge of the panel, there's like the background colour is slightly dropped and it's slightly out of register. So when comics were made, were more like mass produced in earlier times.
But what do you mean by out of register?
So you can kind of see here on this panel that the actual colour is dropping into the balloons here. There's like a bit of the pink background.
Just looks amateurish. He makes it look like he doesn't know what he's doing.
Yeah, kind of. But it's because that's how the old comics were made. They were made in a much more
Amateurish way.
Amateurish way, yeah. But there wasn't so much worry about the quality of the artwork they just wanted to get them printed quickly and get them out onto the newsstands where they were selling. So
yes, I can see what he's doing, but the question I have to ask is why? Why not make it nice?
Because it's reflecting that era of comics.
Yeah, but why?
Because that's how comics of that era looked.
Yeah, but why? I mean, it might look like it at that time. Well, right, that's fine. But why do one now that looks like that? Why?
Well, it's obviously his chosen aesthetic for his comics.
Why?
That's the era he likes the most.
I want to ask why again.
Well,
I have to ask him.
I'll have to ask him, yeah. You know, it's very clear from the style of his drawing that he really likes that era of comics, of that sort of like...
What's his name again?
Jay Stevens.
Jay Stevens?
Yeah.
We keep on calling him.
Yeah.
Yes, right. Okay, I can see. He understands putting things logically.
Yeah.
He doesn't overlap too much, but he uses uppercase letters and goes over the edges. He crayons over the edges.
Yeah.
Are you going to knock that if you're not?
No.
All right. We'll see. What's that say? Thud.
So there's a big panel of the younger character here, who's seen earlier, taking out an older character, an older as in older age character, and actually clobbers him with a big rock that he's picked up.
Right, so he found an OAP and decided to beat him up. He's got class.
Well, the OAP had actually turned around and started bothering him, saying that he testified against his brother and stuff like that.
And that's an excuse for violence?
No. You're being a bit argumentative today, aren't you?
No, I'm not.
You are.
Oh.
So we see the character fall to the ground. He's bashed out, possibly dead, definitely unconscious, and the younger character throws the rock into the river that's next to them, tries to get rid of the evidence, pops his earbuds back in, and wanders off.
Oh, he's a little charmer, isn't he?
Yeah. So then we see the crows coming in and starting to pick at what we can now assume is a corpse.
Yes. Yep.
So it's setting the scene.
What's this going on here?
So there's a kite that, as we kind of like using cinematic techniques here, we're zooming out of the mainframe where the character's body is, and we're coming out into the woodland and coming out and zooming out of the woodland to the sky, and there's a kite flying in the sky.
Right.
The reason it all links together is because you've got these core calls of the crows.
Right. I don't think I would have realised that was happening, but
Yeah.
there you go.
But then you're more of a words than pictures kind of person.
Yes.
You know, when you read stories, you actually read stories with words, not with pictures.
I don't need it spelled out to
Yeah.
me, not just indicated.
Yeah. So on the following page, we start off with just seeing speech balloons above the background of the trees, and the way that Jay has framed the page, that it actually flows down. So you see the top of the trees here, and it flows down over a whole page, even though it's broken up into panels. The whole
That
scene,
makes sense.
the whole scene flows down. To sort of emphasize that the two characters talking to each other, he uses two different colors. So he uses the main character, the first character's talking in is just black and white, and then he's used a
Yellow.
tint of yellow to
I
just
like this.
differentiate.
You've got down here, you can see the tree that's going all the way
Yeah,
down.
exactly. It flows all the way through the
And
panels.
that one comes
Yeah.
to that. It's not terribly obvious, but it's there.
Yeah, but if
Oh,
you
there's more.
stand back from it, you can actually see that it's a whole scene, even though it's been broken up into panels.
Yes, that's quite clever, isn't it?
Yeah, I really like
Is that common?
It is. I mean, it is something that artists do. We talked about. I think we talked about Watchmen a while ago. In one of the earlier shows, and we were talking about the way that the artist Dave Gibbons broke the page into 9 equal panels to tell the story, but he did allow objects to break through and be in more than one panel and stuff like that. So he used.
Was I in this conversation?
Yeah, you were.
Oh dear.
Yeah, you can't remember.
No.
Anyway, well, but it's quite common for artists to break objects up using panels, or to, rather than using a full page. It's just a nice way of storytelling.
I can't remember seeing you do that. Have you done it?
I have done it. I don't tend to do it at the moment because my work is in less panels. I use less panels on my page. Sorry, fewer panels on my page.
Just teaching you the English.
Yeah. So if we flow down the page, there's a conversation going on, and it's when by the time we get to the bottom of the page, we see that it's between a police officer and what appears to be a detective, because they're in more in civilian clothes rather than uniform. They're looking over the body of the man that's been clobbered with the rock.
What's the name of the character who did the clobbering?
I don't think we find out until a bit later on, actually.
Oh, right.
So they're not introduced. We go straight into the story. It doesn't have like a lot of I can't remember if the right word is exposition panels, where you would have like a bit of text in there to tell you this, give you an idea of the setting and stuff like that.
Right. So this is the bit you have before the writing comes up in the film.
Yeah, the first sort of scene where the older guy gets clobbered with the rock is like the prologue.
That's the word I wanted.
The prologue, and then you would have like the credits roll, and then you would move into the next scene. So we're back to our main character here, and he's talking to his mum on the phone. I'm going back into his apartment. He's having a conversation with his mother.
How old's he supposed to be?
He says that he's 19.
Right, not mature for his age then.
He's not mature for his age, no.
I like his hair colour, very punk.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got blue hair.
It's nice.
Yeah, it works, doesn't it? And then on the following page, we see the crows start to appear outside the apartment, and at the bottom half of the page is a large panel where we see lots of crows gathering together, and the sound of their cries are
Or they're accusatory, are
yeah, they're distracting the character from his phone call. And he says, "Mom, I'm going to need to call you back."
they? Does he say mom
He
or
says
mum?
he says mom because he's obviously sort of Canadian American. And we cut to another scene
What's Trump doing in there?
with that hair. Yeah, not orange enough though.
No, you're right.
Not orange enough. Obviously supposed to be a different ethnicity, but yeah, not Trump. It's not orange enough. So
What's going on?
we've got the detective talking to he's talking to the chief of police here.
Mm-hmm.
He's asking how this case is going, how the investigation is going,
Mm-hmm.
and they're talking about how.
Sorry, I can't stop yawning. I'm so sorry. I'm just tired. It's not because I'm bored. I'm
Good.
tired.
Good. But they're saying that this older character who we now know is called Rufus was killed randomly and not by the I think they say the Piccolo crime family. Yeah, the Piccolo crime family are in the
Mafia.
yeah, kind of like the mafia. And so from there we cut back to the apartment where we see the our young murderer and their partners come back in.
Who's partner?
So our main character with the blue hair here
Yes.
on the sofa, and his partner has come in.
Oh, right. So he doesn't live with his mum?
No.
Right. Okay, I get
Yeah.
it.
But he's asking what's going on with all the crows, and
Has he confessed?
no, he's getting the other character's getting really quite upset by it and being made angry by the what as he calls it, fucking Halloween eagles.
Language, Morgan.
I do apologise, but that's what's in the comic.
Yeah, well, that's no excuse. Just because somebody else does it doesn't mean you have to do it. I'm trying to say that seriously, and I can't. It's not big and it's not clever.
So they're having a conversation, and it's
A Barney, I think.
it's a bit of an argument, and then he. So the other character's gone to the fridge to get a drink, and they're talking about what a friend of theirs has said about crows. How they know about death and stuff like that, roadside killings, and they hang out with predators because they're guaranteed to kill again. So they go and pick up the carrion from it.
Right, I see. That's sad. They just come on, give me dinner.
Yeah.
What have we got any names for the
So
characters
here, as we've walked out, the partner turns around and says John. So we now know that the character with the blue hair is called John.
That's boring, isn't it?
Yeah. But he's just supposed to be an ordinary person. He's not like sort of special in any way. It's just an ordinary person.
Yeah, just an ordinary killer, just like everybody else.
Just like everybody else. And then we switch into night time because we can tell by the fact that the palette's become darker. It's sort of like got a darker feel all over it. Mm-hmm. And he's saying he's not nuts because they said the crows are following him. Yeah. And then at the bottom he says they want me to kill again.
I was like, yes, the idea.
Yeah.
I thought the crows might be showing that he's a murderer and bringing attention to him, but it's not like that. They just want dinner.
So and so the following pages he's making up some pastries, some like cakes, but at the end of we see simple shots of the ingredients, each ingredient, but then we see a packet of rat poison.
So he's a murderer. He's going out to murder the blooming crows.
So he's going to get rid of the crows, and then you see him tipping out this feed onto the ground and then peacefully going to sleep, and then we have a big kind of apparition with a big single panel page, a full page.
He's dreaming.
He's dreaming, and there's this sort of mythical kind of bird-like creature standing above him with a large sword, and then the stone that's dripping rock.
Another face down
Yeah, but this is supposed to be the skull of the character the other character that was killed.
there. I know, it goes a bit strange. Has he got his hair on it still?
Yeah, you can see like the hairlines here, and then it's just like sort of like the grey through his temples.
And what's going on here?
So I think this is the
This is a sword of some
this is a sword of
description.
some description, and then
what's
in
that?
the other hand it's holding a stone which is dripping blood.
Oh, I see. I did wonder whether he was putting seeds on his head or something, but I see. Is it the same shape as the stone from previously?
Yeah. So then we come around to the following morning, and John wakes up, and
Oh, his dog's dead.
his dog's dead,
Oh no.
and the crows are picking at the dog's corpse.
Oh no.
He's calling out Neon because his dog's called Neon.
Not anymore. Yeah.
I think what's happened is Neon must have eaten some of these pellets that he made with the poisoning. So the dog's eaten some food and died from poisoning, and the crows are then coming and picking at his dog's corpse.
Oh, that's a shame. It's a bit like that television series we were watching. They murdered the cat, and that was it. We didn't watch anymore, did we?
Yeah. And then so obviously, the Neon's owner is very distressed because they see their dog.
Oh, it's not.
You can
It's not his dog.
John looks out of the window, and there's a close up on his face, and he's really sort of staring.
He's more
So
upset
somebody else
about
in
the
it-
dog dying than about
yeah.
the man dying.
And it's clearly someone from the same block of apartments that they live in.
Oh, that's so sad. Please don't pick up anything and eat it from the floor, okay?
Absolutely.
Just in case John's been there before you. Right, this is just advertising.
Yeah,
isn't
but
it?
this is part of what I wanted to talk about how Jay actually puts these comics together. He creates everything that goes into it.
Yes.
So these adverts are like old adverts from the 50s and 60s.
Oh, they just pretend.
They're pretend, but they are linked to cleverly. They are linked to the story. So you can see here that he talks about the common crow. So we've got crows in the stories. So even though it's talking about real life dinosaurs, but there's links to what's actually going on in the stories.
Somebody could be very, very disappointed thinking that they can buy a real life dinosaur and then find it's nonsense.
It could be, but it's actually adding a bit of more depth to the actual story itself.
What does this say in general? I don't want.
So it's talking about how common crows resemble ancient dinosaurs, and
Yep.
it's talking about them being atop of the avian IQ scale.
So presumably that's facts.
Yeah,
That is good.
yeah. And then we cut to another scene, and we've got John looking at a book about raptors and ravens in the murder, and he says, "I'm a murder of crows."
Oh yes, they are called a murder of crows,
Yeah.
aren't they?
He's saying it's all true.
Was it, who wrote that? Oh, what's it? Start that again. Agatha Christie. She wrote a book about the murder of crows, didn't she?
She did, yeah.
I wish I hadn't started that. What's going on here?
So here, we've got another. There's a girl coming up to John and saying that she knows what he's done, and she's making a citizen's arrest because she said, "I saw you killed by the river."
All right.
And he shoves her over and kills her.
Oh well, yes. Yeah, he's a serial killer.
And then the crows come in and start picking at her corpse. But we've noticed that John has started cawing like the crows.
Why? Take the mick.
No, because he's getting drawn into what's going on.
Right. Who's that with the cap? What's these caps about?
So We see John come back into his apartment block, and he's talking to the caretaker.
Oh, is that the caretaker?
No. On this page,
Oh, right, I hadn't got.
you jumped ahead a page.
Yes.
And he clearly takes out the caretaker because he doesn't like the way he's questioning him about feeding the crows. And then on the following page, we cut back to the police investigating the murder of the young girl at the library.
Right.
But they're talking about the detective here.
What detective?
The detective that we've been introduced to before, the one that you said looked like Donald Trump.
Yeah, it does. It's the hair, isn't it?
Yeah. But they're saying that she's like losing it and back on the job too soon.
Oh, is that a woman?
Yeah, so here, down at the end, there's the woman. I don't know if both of the police
No, this person.
is a woman. Yeah,
Oh, I didn't get that.
yeah.
Right, what's going on there?
So
Nothing
here,
much.
we're seeing John outside the apartment, and the crows are starting to shouting at him again, and he's coming back to feed the crows, and he's throwing some eyeballs at them.
Somewhat.
Eyeballs.
Where did you get those?
He got that from the caretaker.
He's getting worse and worse. Slippery slope.
Yeah, very slippery slope. And then we cut to night time again, darker colours, showing that it's at night. Yeah, and John has decided that he can't carry on anymore. He's standing on top of a bridge and he's going to clearly jump and end his life.
Right, probably just as well. Save a few others.
Yeah, but the crows actually swoop across and stop him from doing it.
Because they're getting dinner all the time.
Exactly.
Oh, what's this scissors?
So John has actually got a pair of scissors in his pocket, and he's saying, "No, I'm not part of your murder of crows." And he says, "I quit."
Yeah.
He goes to slit his wrist, but the crows stop him and fly off with the scissors.
Right. That's a very strong crow, isn't it?
Very strong crow. And then on the following page, we're back with the detective and the chief, and the detective is clearly going down a bit of a line of inquiry because of the crows, and the chief is sort of like, "I think you're getting a bit fixated here. You need to back off a bit."
Me?
No, the detective, not you. No,
I thought, what am I doing wrong?
you haven't done anything wrong. I mean, then down at the bottom of the page, because she's getting all fixated about the crow aspect of these murders, thinking that they're all linked together. So you see one of the other police officers going caw like a crow.
Oh, some bottom hole being mean. Is that right?
Yeah. And we see John's partner coming back in. We cut back and we see John's partner coming into the apartment, and his appearance is changing now. He's actually dressing differently. He's dressing in black, and he's allowed the crows into his apartment.
Well, do you think his partner's going to be for the chop at some point?
I think he might be. Yeah. And John is like cawing like a crow.
Yes.
And the partner goes to get a drink out of the fridge, and as he goes into the fridge, he finds that there's actually lots of human remains in the fridge.
Whose?
The ones that John has been killing.
Oh, so there's been a lot we haven't seen.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
And there's a fight between the two characters.
Oh, he's found his scissors again.
He got his scissors again, and I think he's using it like a crow's beak.
Oh right.
And comes running towards his partner, and then we see a panel of just in John in silhouette holding up the scissors with lots of like blood coming up. So it's fairly obvious that he's chopping up his partner with scissors.
Oh dear. I thought John was punching above his weight actually. So that partner should have killed it off. What's there? It's just.
So on the next page, we've got a series of longer single panels looking at the whole block of the apartments. It starts off at night where John is murdering his partner, and then it's the following morning, and then it comes back to night again. So it's a quick way of breaking through the day.
See.
And we've got the detective looking at looking at things outside the apartment block.
Bones, is
It says
that?
bones and jewellery found you, because they've got this thing about the crow.
Oh, right. And now it's all night time, is it?
And his mother, John's mother, turns up,
Oh, comes, but she's disappointed in him.
and the crows are getting really loud, and the mother's trying to sort of placate him, and
Curtains.
curtains. We have a large panel of John with wearing a face mask with the scissors poking out, so makes it look like he's got a beak almost. And he's clearly threatening to kill his mother, so the mother runs off.
Oh, so she's survived.
That's his mother.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she runs off, and then she comes across the corpse of the caretaker, the corpse of the partner, and manages to get outside the apartment block by climbing out of a window.
She'll need a lot of counselling.
Yeah. And John comes running towards them, cawing like a crow, and the detective shoots him through the head.
Good. And there go the crows.
Straight through the eyeball, and then the last panel of that page, the big panel, is the crows
enjoying themselves.
start picking apart John's corpse in this instance.
Right. Well, that was a cheerful little thing, wasn't
Yeah.
it? But
And here we've got like just before
sorry.
and then we've got like an epilogue, so it's sort of wrapping up. We see like pages from the newspaper, news on a smartphone. So the detective, congratulating the detective on the case,
job well done.
on a job well done. Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty.
And then we've got a big full page as the
Happy crows.
it's all the crows at the end. So she said, "Yes, I hear you. I hear you."
Who said that?
That's the detective saying that.
Right. Mind you, they're not having any more dinner for me.
Well, who knows?
Oh, right. Right. Well, I was going to say they didn't have much of fights going on in there, but they had a little short-lived
Yeah.
fights where the other one lost,
Yeah.
generally speaking.
Yeah.
So mother survived, yeah?
Mother survived, yeah.
Good. Right, what's that last bit?
So the last page, there's like a little incidental strip where you've got a drunken character talking to the devil, and he tries to make a deal with the devil.
Oh, no, bad idea.
Yeah. And he actually tricks the devil into changing himself into a penny, and he gets trapped because there's a crucifix in the other guy's pocket, and he walks off.
Oh, right, so the devil lost.
So he outwits
that instance.
Yeah, the character outwits the devil. And then on the back page, there's like two. One is effectively a real advert because it's talking about some of Jay's other books. So there's The Land of Nod, which is a great anthology with Tuttenstein, which got turned into a cartoon. So it's a mixture between King Tut and Frankenstein. It's a wonderful character. The cartoons are brilliant. Some of Jay's earlier work, Jet Cat here, which is about a young girl who transforms into a superhero, but again drawn in the same style.
Well, is she like a cat, or is that her name?
No, she's got like cat. She's got the costume is kind of like a mix of a cat and a superhero, so a little bit like Catwoman.
Well, sounds like what's his name? The one that put on a lot of weight around his underneath his belt. Batman.
You mean Batman? Yeah, when his belt kept coming up further and further up his costume.
Yeah. Yes.
So I just love the way Jay uses what's quite an innocent style of drawing to tell quite a dark story. So it's very much more, it's called here familiar horror from within. So it's more of a mature reader thing here.
Well, give nightmares to any young child, wouldn't it?
Absolutely. So as I was saying about how nicely presented the whole thing was, the aesthetic of it looking like an old comic here.
Yes.
So when these were originally published, it was by Black Eye Books, and it was on like a crowdfunding platform to crowdfund each issue to get published.
I'm so sorry. I can't stop yawning. It's
Eliza Mariah
not
seems a bit sleepy today.
Yes, I'm really
But
sorry.
it's but what's really lovely when these came through, big, very pleased by this. Like the comic itself is actually signed by Jay himself.
Let
There
me
it says
see.
Jay 2020.
I
So
can't
he's
see
actually
through
signed
your
it.
hand.
He's actually signed it over his name on the cover.
Oh, yes.
But then there's all these little extras that come in with the comic. So there's a nice little thank you card.
Hang on. Has he actually personally signed that?
Yeah, he has.
Or is that just printed on?
No, he's personally signed that.
All right.
And then with each issue, because as I say, there were 6 issues of Dwellings in the original run, you also get a really lovely retro poster. You probably can't see all of it, but it's like an old movie poster, sort of with credits on below it.
Films.
So it's like a really old, similar to the really great designer who did the stuff for the Hitchcock films.
I know the
Yeah,
kind of stuff, but I don't know the name.
Saul Bass, I think, is who I'm thinking of. The way that Jay's used a sort of a very simple palette, just black, white, and red here. Yeah. But again, it's printed to make it look like it's old. Mm-hmm. So there's a lovely poster with it. There's a postcard with a variant cover, so it shows that Jay can draw in a different style as well.
Good.
So it's set up for this story, but it's drawn more like there was a comic company called EC Comics, who I think we might have discussed earlier. EC printed a lot of horror comics in the 1950s, which led to the Comics Code being brought in because the American people thought that kids were getting too used to violence and stuff like that, and being told to kill people because they were reading horror comics, when most of the kids were just going, it's comics about horror.
Yeah, well, just put an age on it.
Yeah. But for a long time, because they brought in this Comics Code, it basically meant that kids, EC nearly went out of business because of it, and they had to diversify into other kinds of storytelling because the horror stories there were public burnings of comics.
Goodness sake.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just don't buy them.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Best way to get rid of something is to ignore
absolutely.
Them. This looks very 1950s. It reminds me of the covers of Enid Blyton books.
Yeah, I can see that. But this is very much the EC. Interestingly, Oni Press, who have published the reprints of Dwellings, because these were obviously printed to a certain number, but not as big as a regular printing would be.
Yes.
But Only Press did a republishing, so they were available through comic shops. These ones you actually had to pledge on to get them.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
So how much did you pay to get that?
So I think I paid about £20.
Right, and you're pleased by it, evidently.
Yeah, and the other little prize, even more things. So every issue came with a Riso print. Riso is a form of printing, usually 2 or 3 colours.
Yeah.
And it's numbered and signed again here by Jay. I love these. I need to get round to framing these because I've got them all tucked away with the comics. Me being a bit OCD about protecting them, I've got everything tucked together in a little bag.
I know. The bag that's over there near the sleeping dog.
Yeah. So there we go. Dwellings by Jay Stevens. I love this one because it's inspired me to do my own stories, to work on slightly darker material, and it's helped me to refine my style to where it is now.
Well, I don't like the story, but as I said, I don't like the fact that it's on that not nice paper.
You're not as won over by the aesthetic of it.
No, it's not my idea of something I want to look at. But I liked the story. And it was logical.
Yeah.
And everything. It loses some points for being on what I think is horror paper. And it loses some points for having uppercase instead of upper and lowercase. Mm-hmm. But the story was good. So I think swings and roundabouts, probably, I think that might be an 8.
Oh,
don't
no,
you think?
excellent. Yeah, yeah, that's a,
And they didn't. Well, obviously, there were the violent bits, but they
yeah.
didn't have big long fights with big pow and
No,
all the rest of it.
it's a horror story, so there's going to be killings and deaths in it because there usually is in horror films.
But they didn't spend a long time getting round to
No,
it.
absolutely.
He just did it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
So as I say, I love these because of the way they're put together, the stuff that you got with it when you pledged on it as well,
Yes, that's nice.
which is brilliant. So I've got a full set of the first six. Only Press are now publishing them. They've taken over the publishing of them, and they're doing. There was a Halloween special last year, and
Have
I
you
know.
got that?
Yeah, I've got that. I've got the Halloween special, and I know because I follow Jay Stevens online. I know that he's also working on more dwellings stories, so more kind of set within this universe that he's created, this city that he's setting it
Yeah,
in.
somewhere you wouldn't want to live, of
Yeah,
course.
but he's also so there's his next. I think the next comic of his that's actually coming out is called Figgy Furthermore, who's a spirit guide dog, and it's in the same style of artwork, and it's more like a old Casper the Friendly Ghost cartoon.
Yeah, vaguely remember
Yeah.
that.
So very much that late 50s, early 60s aesthetic.
That wasn't brought out in the late 50s, early
No,
60s, was it? It was
Casper.
much later, wasn't
No,
it?
you're
80s
you're
or
thinking of
something.
the film, I think.
That's what I'm thinking of.
But no, Casper was a cartoon and
Oh, I
a
didn't
comic
know
and a
that.
cartoon before the films.
I was just thinking
So
of the
he
film.
came originally from, I think, the early 60s.
Oh,
And I might be wrong, but Casper may have been published by Gold Key Comics, who were a publisher who existed from 1962 to 1984, and they did lots of what we would call licensed comics. So they did like Star Trek, The Twilight Zone,
I
Casper
see.
the Friendly Ghost, and stuff like that. And they were very much this sort of style, the way it's actually put together, designed.
Have you got the Twilight Zone?
No, I haven't got because these were older American comics, so you could probably still get them. There's probably still some in existence, but the Gold Key brand is coming back, and Jay is one of the artists who's going to be part of it with his character Figgy Furthermore, which I think he's created himself, but it's very much like an old cartoon.
What's that little card? Did you tell me and I
Yeah.
missed it?
So there's a little
was I yawning?
there's a little thank you card.
Oh, that's sweet, isn't it? Yes.
Yeah, but yeah, Jay's a really big influence on my style of drawing and my storytelling as well. I really love the way he puts stuff together. I've got quite a lot of his books, and I love having these ones because they're just so nicely put together, and the extra touches of having the prints and stuff as well.
That's only if you pledged.
Only
is
if
that
you
right?
pledged, yeah. If you bought the Oni ones, you just get the comic, which I think he did new covers for the Oni Press ones, which were a bit more like the
Enid Blyton.
Enid Blyton EC comic style here.
Yeah.
So you could actually buy those in comic shops rather than having to pledge for them.
Yes.
But yeah, I just absolutely, I think as a thing, actually having the stuff, it's a really nice package. It's really nicely put together. So there you
Yes.
go. So that's Dwellings number 1 from 2020.
Well, that's good to see something that was a bit different. That was definitely a bit
Yeah.
different.
I was mindful that you wanted to see something different, so I wanted to go back through. I do like, as much as I enjoy reading comics from Marvel and DC and the big publishers, my kind of favourite comics tend to be from smaller publishers. So Black Eye Books are a Canadian publishing company.
It's almost like what's that television program? Black something books.
Oh, it was just called Black Books.
Oh, Black Books.
Black
yes.
Books. Yeah. Probably fit in quite nicely, actually.
It would do.
It would.
And if you're somewhere else, it was a quite a short series, I think.
I think.
of sitcom, if you like, in Black Book Shop
Yeah.
with some very good people in it.
Yeah, really good. It was. There were two seasons of it, so I think there was 12 episodes altogether. 2 series of it. Yeah, we're in the UK, not in America.
No, I know where I am. Yes, but it was good. But I wonder really Was it for everybody? It was a bit cult, wasn't it?
Yeah, a bit of a cult thing. I mean, like this to me sort of taps into the cult comic market for me, because it's it's very much about collecting it and getting all the nice stuff that comes with it and supporting the scene and the industry and all that kind of stuff, which
That's
which I
good.
really like. And I think we've realised over the years that I tend to go more for smaller independent publishers, because they do, it's not just straightforward superhero stories or fights all the time, that kind of thing. It's more about telling a story and letting the story build itself, rather than just like looping from fight to fight like in superhero comics.
Yes, and like, what's it, Supergirl we were watching?
Mm-hmm.
She's always having fights with somebody or the other.
Yeah. See,
But they're short and sweet.
yeah. But there you go. So that's Dwellings for you.
Right, thank you. On the whole, I liked that one,
Good.
but he could do better.
Glad you enjoyed it. Yeah, Jay, if you're listening, upper and lowercase.
Yes, at the very least, and decent paper.
Yeah, I love it. Eliza Mariah, not so much.
Well, yes.
But there we go. So thanks for watching and listening, and we'll see you on the next show. Bye.
Ooh.